So we're back in downtown Montreal and we're checking out a very sad case of the Concordia University shooting. Professor ended up killing 4 people inside. We're going to be checking out one of the buildings of the campus. It's kind of set far aside. It's not necessarily connected to the actual campus. It's kind of off campus per se. But either way, we're going to walk up, show you guys where this event took place. And I'm back here with my friend Dave.
Hey guys, welcome back.
And yeah, so we're gonna kind of walk and talk and tell you guys more about the events that happened. Let's just say that Montreal parking, driving is kind of a nightmare, but we made it, and we're gonna tell you guys more about this case. The perpetrator's name was Valery Fabrikant, and Valery was an immigrant from the Soviet Union. In today's world would now be considered Belarus. And he immigrated to Canada in 1979 and ended up getting hired at Concordia University here in 1980, where he first worked as a research assistant. And after several years, he ended up being promoted to different academic positions around the campus. Now, many students and colleagues reported Valery's behavior as undesirable and also intolerable, and many of them claimed that he was just really difficult to work with. Now, Valery attempted to collect information to blackmail different colleagues into promoting him, and even threatened several officials and blamed them all for his problems. Now, he also blamed his peers for his being denied tenure and for them trying to have his employment terminated. Now, over several months from late 1991 into 1992, he accused the university of allowing different colleagues to be listed as a co-author on his papers that he wrote. And so he ended up going to court in 1992 to try to have his colleagues' names removed from his research papers that he had written, as again, he believed that they shouldn't be allowed on his papers if they didn't actually help him write it. And so he obviously was very frustrated and wanted their names off his papers. Now, during one of his court proceedings for trying to get the names off his papers, he ended up getting a contempt of court charge due to his wild behavior that he exhibited during court. And on August 24th, 1992, this was the day that Valery went on his rampage. Now, he took several weapons with him into the Henry F. Hall building here that we're walking around. He went up to the 9th floor and ended up killing 4 of his colleagues. He first killed Department Chair Phobos Zayagas, as well as Professors Matthew Douglas, Michael Hogben, and Jan Saber, and ended up wounding at least one other person named Elizabeth Horwood, who was one of the secretaries. Now, Valery was, of course, arrested and taken to trial. His trial lasted over 5 months, where he ended up representing himself after firing over 10 different lawyers. He claimed that the murders were done in self-defense because, quote, "the faculty were trying to give me a heart attack." That was his words that he used. After a few weeks into the trial, the judge noticed his odd and eccentric behavior And so the judge ended up temporarily suspending the trial in order to conduct a mental fitness evaluation of Valerie to make sure he was fit to stand trial. After about a month of reviewing his mental state, 2 court-appointed psychiatrists found him fit to stand trial. Although, of course, they noted in their notes that Valerie was severely paranoid and hostile. After deliberation, they did find Valerie guilty of first-degree murder, 4 counts, of course, and he was sentenced to life in prison. After the murders, the university ended up joining the Coalition for Gun Control and gathered signatures for a petition calling for tougher gun laws. In March of 1994, the university presented members of parliament with over 200,000 signatures attempting to ban the private ownership of handguns in Canada. Again, at the end of the day, unfortunately, 4 university colleagues lost their lives over essentially nothing, all because Valerie just kept blaming them for his own problems. Alright guys, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks so much for watching, as always. Make sure you stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Alright, see you guys soon.